Y'all, preaching that black people are inferior is not politics. It's racist. Charlie Kirk was racist. He was not out there sharing his opinions. He was regurgitating the lies of white supremacy. The lies that get our brothers and sisters killed. The lies that prevent us from getting hired. The lies that cause Becky Sue to cross the street when she sees a black person. Charlie Kirk was racially violent. Charlie Kirk wasn't a debater. He was a rage baiter. He did not care what violence pursued after he shared his lies. I will not mourn Charlie Kirk. I do not mourn white supremacists. He lived a violent life. He promoted violence. I will not mourn for his family because his wife knew who she was marrying. And personally, I think his children are better off without him. No child should be subjected to that level of hate and ignorance.
Okay, y'all, I need to talk to my fellow black people because it's getting out of hand. I'm trying to give it a little bit of grace because this Charlie Kirk passing is really, really big news. Everybody's so split. But what I don't like that I'm seeing is that this is something that does not include black people for real. Like this has it's not been confirmed who's the shooter. As far as we know, there's not even a lot of black people in Utah. Like this has literally nothing, almost literally nothing to do with us. And all I see is black people berating each other for how we choose to process this information. One man was like, y'all just hated Charlie Kirk because he was holding y'all accountable. Like, what are we even saying? I've seen so many black people get on their knees for this man. And I'm confused. There's a lot of people that are indifferent. Yes, there's people that's celebrating. There's some people that are indifferent. But like, how did this become about us? How did we like what? It's to the point where we are doing the job that they want us to do. This has nothing to do with us. There's a conservative page over there talking about a black man was stealing hats. That's how bad they're trying to put us in it. And it has absolutely nothing to do with us. I'm so confused on how we got here and how quick we are to turn on each other for what? A man that if, let's just say, God forbid, one of us would have passed, a young black woman, we would have turned around and said she was a single mother who was on welfare and food stamps. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't understand why we're attacking each other. And then we keep bringing up Christianity. What does that have to do? Like, what does that have to do with anything? It's genuinely frustrating. And like, again, like I understand emotions are really, really heightened right now. Like, I get that. But like, now we're doxing people. I don't get it. I never will get it. Like, why are we like this to each other? Like, that is low racial self-esteem to the highest. This is a man, and it's coming from black men too. Like, this is a man that said if you were to fly the plane, he would wonder if you were qualified. Knowing damn well in this society, you have to be 2 to 3 times more qualified to do anything that they're doing. Like, this man, like, I think the reason why people are reacting like this, and again, I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I say the reason why people are reacting like this, because it was more than just opinions. This was very hateful rhetoric that was used by these very, very far right-wing people. Then it's just like they blaming the left. It's the Democrats. I'm like, we don't even know who did this. We don't even know their motive. They haven't had their day in court. How do you not know it could have been one of y'all's? I don't know. Just like, please.
I'm late to this, but I was going to make a joke about how they're going to arrest a Connor or a Mark or a Luke or a Tyler in connection to the shooting, and lo and behold, it absolutely was a Tyler. It was a Tyler. I was gonna say it was gonna be a Connor, but you know, close enough. I think the most annoying thing about this entire situation is that even though the shooter was a white man, the people who are going to end up facing the brunt of the violence and extremism as retaliation for this act are going to be black and brown folks. It's going to be black people. They're going to blame how. Oh, and look at that. It's already happening. They've got HBCUs that are being threatened, so now several of them across the South are on lockdown. Hampton University, Virginia State University, Bethune-Cookman University, Alabama State University, and Clark Atlanta University are all on lockdown because of threats. Why is it when some white boy decides to pop off, y'all gotta blame we weren't even there?
White folks, please tell these black folks that y'all do not wake up in the morning and think about them. I'm just gonna show y'all a little clip of the type of shit that black people are on Facebook right now posting about Charlie Kirk's killer. Not a single soul, I'm willing to bet you, not a single white American thought this or believed this. Who thought this? This is the type of bull they're posting right now. Baby, if your father can go his whole life without thinking about you, don't you think these good white folks can too? And nobody, and I do mean nobody, thought this man was going to be black. And I can almost guarantee you that it's Juicy Smollett, the one that's making those threats to the HBCUs. Because ain't nobody doing that. A black person is doing that, or they're making that Like, y'all are obsessed with white people. At this point, I'm just going to start being like, are you jealous of white people? White people. Black Democrats jealous of y'all. It's bad. Next time they say something to y'all, be like, are you jealous? If you're a black conservative, I'm just going to give you a heads up. If you're a black conservative or a black Republican, I'm just going to give you a heads up. Do not go on Facebook right now because you're going to be annoyed as well as embarrassed.
Seeing black people over the last few days grieving Charlie Kirk's death like he was a staple of the black community feels like I am watching slaves mourning their slave master's son's life. That's what I feel like I'm watching in 4K. Because the amount of black people who are hooting and hollering on this app and on other social media apps about this man's life. Seeing black people making videos on TikTok with snot running down their noses and them crying hysterically to the point that they're crying and defending this man's life and saying how this young white man did not deserve to die the way that he died, and saying that they loved him, they loved his videos, they looked up to him, they spoke so highly of him. When in all honesty, if the roles were reversed and it was someone else's life taken other than Charlie Kirk's, Charlie Kirk would not be on social media upset. He wouldn't. Let's be honest. He would not be upset if it was a black person's life being taken by violence. And he has proven that multiple times when he has been asked about Trayvon Martin's life or George Floyd's life or any other black person's life that has been taken by violence in this country. He has shown no remorse. But here are y'all's black asses on social media grieving this man's life like he changed y'all's lives in some sort of way or made some type of impact on the black community. And that's what's crazy to me. Because if the roles were reversed, he would not have dropped a tear or a prayer for one of y'all. And y'all know that. But it's so many black people out here that are still willing to bend and fold and show empathy and sympathy and care for those white people who have shown over time that they do not care about us, do not like us, do not think of us as human beings. Then to get on Twitter and see Martin Luther King III extending his condolences to the Kirk family when Charlie Kirk has expressed on multiple occasions that he did not give a damn about Martin Luther King Jr. is crazy to me. It's truly crazy to me.
Stop telling black people they should be empathetic. Stop telling us how we should feel. Y'all got no right to tell us how we should feel about this. That man talked about the black community in every talking point he had. Every single talking point, he talked about the black community in some type of way. This man bullied the black community, built a platform off of it, and y'all want us to feel empathetic. He pushed the black community to the ground, kicked us while we were on the ground, and kept throwing dirt on us. His whole digital footprint is racism and bigotry towards the black community, and y'all want us to feel empathetic. Did he deserve it? No, not at all. As a Christian, but as a black man, I understand. All he did was spew negative and hatred and bigotry talking points towards our community. And y'all want us to feel empathetic. And Dean and Parker, I get it. You on live crying about this, man, but I get it. It could have been you on the other token in the next universe. It could have been you. But at the same time, y'all don't get to tell us how we supposed to feel. When two Democratic politicians were assassinated in their own home, y'all didn't have this much outbreak to that. But y'all want to have so much outbreak to somebody who's not even a politician at that. Y'all want to have so much outbreak and tell the black community, oh, y'all are wrong for feeling this way. How are we wrong? When everything you done, you just keep throwing dirt on us. And then y'all spin it, oh, it's the liberals, it's the Democrats. We don't know who the shooter is. Kicker. They released the two people that they thought was the shooter. The shooter is still out there free. We don't know who he is. It could have been a girl. It could have been a black person. It could have been a white person. Nobody knows. You got these senators coming out. Oh, it's the Democrats. It's their fault. We wage war on them. How do you even know who's Democratic? You don't even know who the person is. Y'all said it was Democratic before the person even got identified. Like, and this is what I mean. Y'all want us to feel so empathetic when stuff like this happens. You can go on his social media. You can go on all these Republican social medias and they're blaming Democrats. His own social media is nothing but racism, bigotry, racist Republican talking points. And y'all want us to feel empathetic. Stop telling us to feel empathetic to people. Nobody deserves to go through what he went through. But at the same time, I understand, man. I understand. Y'all don't have anything. Y'all don't have the right to tell us how we should feel. Leave us alone, man. Just leave us alone.
Hey everybody, as you can see in today's video, Black people are fed up on always being the scapegoat. Now, just to preface this video, obviously we're talking about race and race relations, that type of thing. And I just want to put out a disclaimer out there, just because I'm talking about race and just because these clips, and even though these clips are people expressing their thoughts on Black people always seemingly being the blame for everything, that does not mean, I can't really speak for them. If I were to guess, I would assume they don't mean everybody who's not Black, but I can only speak for me. But I do not think that all white people or people of any other ethnicity think this way. It's not everybody. Of course, nothing is going to apply to every single person in a particular group, right? And just because some of these people are a little upset and a little, if they sound irate, it does not mean that I have any dislike for anyone that's not Black. It does not mean that I think everyone is this way. So, not to belabor the point too much, but I just want to put that out there because I don't want people to think that, oh, Black people are always playing victim. When is this ever going to stop? Of course, I saw that all online, and it's always going to be a narrative. And I understand, like, when you're not Black, it's hard to relate to it. But when you're being put at fault for everything, it gets a little bit draining. I think anybody would be drained, right? So that's just what we've been going through since the beginning of it all. And sometimes that's hard for people to grasp. And I mean, I can't really blame them. I know some people might not like that, but I can't blame them because I mean, if you're white, you've never had to experience the things that a Black person has had to experience. Now, granted, there are certain things that happen throughout our society where sometimes Black people do play victim. Like it happens from time to time, but this is one of the instances where I feel that people are playing dumb a little bit because nobody is saying that Charlie explicitly said, I hate Black people. Of course he didn't say that. Like the internet would have went in an uproar if he actually said that on his show or out in public at an event or something. But to me, it's always been implied in a way because some of the statements that he made throughout his career of being a podcaster, it's very questionable. And I just feel that some of the remarks is like, I'm a person who thinks that it's all about how you say it. It might not be the nicest message or it might sting a little bit, but it's all in how you kind of say things and how you get your message across. And I hate to just keep bringing up the same examples that everybody is saying on social media, but I did not watch the guy's content. So I don't have like more specific things of what he said that I could refer to. So I apologize for that. But I'm just going to go to the one that I've been saying, putting the hypothetical out there, saying if I had a black pilot, I would hope that he's qualified. That alludes to the fact that there's no way that a black person has any merit in getting their actual job. It's I guess from his eyes, it's like this guy just walked onto the plane and said, "Hey, I'm flying it." Of course, the man had to go through training, through testing, through flying hours. I'm not sure what you would refer to it, guys. Of course, no one is just going to let a random person just fly a plane. So I would think they would be pretty qualified. So it's just things like that it's it's all about how you word things. Now, I don't have a specific instance in which he could have said something in a better way in regards to that particular quote, but I'm sure when it comes to a lot of the things he mentioned, it could have been put in a better way. And that just goes to show that there's just no regard into how his messages are being delivered and how people are receiving those messages. He's just going to say what he's going to say. Now, people in the Black community are tired of being the ones to blame for everything. There were no Black people at this event that I could see. Well, I did see a girl that was kind of backstage when they were carrying the body, but you know what I mean. There were definitely not that many Black people on the scene, right? Utah is not a very Black state. I mean, I can't even guess the amount of Black people the state probably has, probably just like a few thousand, I would venture to guess, but that's a whole nother story. But have the HBCUs be threatened because of this the day after. You can't say that that's a coincidence. Now, as I did mention in one of my other videos, I don't know if I kept it in or not. My mind is my mind just completely goes blank. My short-term memory is shot. But from the message I seen that allegedly went around to the colleges, it did kind of reference something from Irina. That was the unfortunate situation where the young girl got stabbed on the train. It did kind of allude to that, but I think the Charlie situation probably put that person over the top. And just to go back to that pandering Black woman that's trying to bow down to white people. And it's like, I actually kind of agree with her when it comes to the HBCUs. It's possible that it could have been a Black person that did it. We'll never know. I don't think that this is going to be something they're gonna investigate to the fullest extent. If we hear about it, cool, we'll see who did it, but I don't know if we're ever going to find out. I actually agree. It could be anybody. But let's just be clear. It's like the amount of N words I saw in that message, it's no way that that's a Black person. I mean, it was hard ERs. Now, of course, it doesn't mean that a Black person cannot type the N word with the hard ERs, but I'm just saying, if just from what I read, I just don't think that that was a Black person, but I mean, it's up for interpretation. But that woman, I had to include her in here. She kind of goes against what the video's about, but I had to include her because I feel like her foolery should be put up for everyone to see, that this is the type of people that are out there that are just pandering for white acceptance. And I don't care what you say. You could be a Black conservative, yes, but this woman was truly, truly just trying to pander to white people. And she's saying, oh, who's thinking about that? There are definitely people who are thinking about that. She could have turned on Fox News to think that. And of course, the comments are backing her up. Oh, that never crossed my mind. Of course, you could just say that. Now, granted, I actually might believe them a little bit because I mean, most people with a brain would probably think, okay, Utah, white event, it's probably going to be a white person. But then you have the stereotypical stuff the people on the right have been saying. Oh, I thought it was going to be somebody with purple hair and a septum ring. I saw multiple comments in that lady's comment section of that particular video stating that there were definitely people in this country that thought that it could have been a Black person. Definitely. So that she really made me a little bit mad because I mean the bending over backwards and I hate to use this term, but tap dancing. And if you're white and watching this, I'm not saying this to make you feel uncomfortable. Like, this is what the world is. There's racism. And I mean, I feel like as long as you're not being overly offensive, let me know down below if you think what I'm saying is offensive. I will definitely apologize. That's not my intent. But I feel that you could be a black conservative without feeling like you have to pander to white people or anyone else. Like, she could have gotten her point across in a totally different way. Just going back to what I said about it's all about how you say it. It's like she could have came on to say, hey, I just don't think anybody is thinking that. I think y'all are reaching. But oh, this girl, this lady, she's saying, oh, if your own father didn't even think about you for your whole life, why you think white people? It's such pandering. It's just so blatant to see. And it's just actually kind of sad that this woman kept this up just to pander to the other side. And it's just, I don't know, it go to me, her video kind of went beyond just left versus right. It was just uncomfortable and cringy to watch. Like, it's okay if you want to question the fact that black people are doing too much. I mean, sometimes they're just like one of the videos said, it's like there's a lot of people that's not even at her degree of kissing ass. Sorry, I gotta say it. But there's people on there that are actually who are black, who are actually still having the sympathy and are crying because Charlie lost his life. And that's okay. I mean, like I said in my initial video about the topic, nobody could tell you what to feel about this situation. If you feel compelled to be sad about it, then that's just your natural reaction. But I just honestly feel that it's just sad that there's so many instances, and not to forget either, because I'm just going to keep talking and forget to mention this, but we have the two instances of guys getting lynched in Mississippi. I think I heard one was black or one was white. I think it's something along the lines. I'm sorry, you guys, like, I've been working so much, I haven't had time to fully follow up with it. But it just goes to show that this is not a coincidence. From what I heard, Trey Reed, I want to say the guy that was found by Delta State College, Delta something college or university. It's just sad because I feel like I saw reports saying that he had a broken ankle or a broken leg and bruises. It's just not going to stop. Somebody took that guy aside and did something. That's just my opinion. This is how white people sometimes, not everybody, this is how extremist white people react whenever they feel like they've been wrong. They want to take it out on the quote unquote lesser people, that and to make themselves feel better or to make themselves feel vindicated and justified. But just the whole blaming of black people, it just has to stop. We can't be the scapegoat for everything. And I'm not saying, there's been plenty of stuff going on. There's been blame put on Latinos for being illegal immigrants. And there's just, every group has something. I definitely don't want to ignore that. Every group has something that they're usually blamed on by white people. But before I let this go on too long, that's pretty much all I have. Let me know what you think about this topic down below. Thank you so much for watching, as always. And don't forget to like and subscribe, because that will really help these videos get out into the algorithm. And that also helps to support me, and it would be greatly appreciated. And with that, I'm going to catch you guys in the next video. Bye. See you later.